That's not right, is it? Hundreds of public bins are placed next to parks, rivers, ponds every year, and yet this still happens. Why? That's the question, isn't it? There are many reasons for this, people not knowing the harm that littering brings. Maybe in some areas there's already a lot of litter, and so one more surely couldn't hurt. Or maybe people are just lazy. However, I'm not here to tell you why littering and pollution happens, but instead what they cause for bodies of water and its surrounding areas. Do you see that beautiful, clear canal? It would be nice to keep it that way if it wasn't for the fact that 5.8 million tons of plastic end up in such rivers and canals every year. Just for reference, that's the same weight as around 300 to 400 entire standard-sized fishing boats. Among our normal contenders for plastic litter, like bottles and packaging, lies a much more dangerous type, invisible to the naked eye. Microplastics. This type of pollution is very prevalent inside water bodies. Fishes eat the tiny bits of plastic, often mistaking it for food. As a result, devastating structural damage to the fish's intestines, liver, gills, and more can happen. Of course, this can substantially impact things like the well-being of fish colonies, and to a greater extent, the act of fishing itself.
Okay, I was contacted by Robert West, who is the chairman of the REE Angling Society, and they were looking at the catches that they had in 2022, and they found that the urban area had a high number of catches of 246, but the rural area, they only had 31. Now, that is against what you would expect. You would think the rural area would be more polluted and have less fish, and you would think the rural area would have a higher number of fish populations, but that isn't what they found.
As you can imagine, fishes aren't the only wildlife affected, especially when on the subject of things like lakes, rivers and canals. Ducks follow close behind. Much like the fishes, smaller pieces of litter are eaten, causing internal damage, but because of their feet, ducks are actually much more likely to get stuck inside bigger pieces of litter, things like alcohol packaging rings and plastic bags. Depending on the way they are caught, this can cause them to be trapped, cut, or sometimes even suffocated. However, as you may imagine, plastic and physical litter are only one side of the coin.
The actual river gets a lot of, I'm going to say sewage discharge, but it's probably more dirty water than sewage discharge. And that actually kept the river quite healthy, and that was basically discharged in the urban area, not the rural area. Obviously, river pollution is a very environmental topic. Obviously, the water companies have been discharging high levels of sewage, particularly when the rain season happens and they can't process the water that's being pumped through the sewage things. That is an issue, certainly. There's certainly the business of runoff from agricultural fields, etc., particularly if they've been sprayed.
People don't tend to realize the impact they truly have on the environment around them until they stop and look. Luckily, World Environment Day helps with that. Its message is a short but clear one: help the environment. This doesn't mean you have to go out and plant trees or start rescuing animals from forests. If everyone did their part, no matter how small, how insignificant, the environment would thank you for it. If you'd like to learn more about World Environment Day, the link to the website can be seen on screen. Thank you for watching.